Oh boy, here we go again. ASAP Rocky, don't be dumb. We are hanging on the last little thread of hope that we have, but we are obviously picking up on the slightest details that we might have that this album is dropping soon. Today we'll go over that and obviously if we can expect this in August. So let's jump straight into this. If you want to stay up to date with everything surrounding hip hop, make sure to subscribe and also become a part of this community by joining our Discord server in the description. You can now sign up for my free newsletter with the first link in the description. It comes every Sunday and recaps everything that's been happening in hip hop over the past week, so make sure to do that. So as I said, don't be dumb. Obviously isn't out yet. It's not like we were expecting that. Nothing's changed from Rocky's side since the last video I dropped, and the last video I dropped was obviously the one about his latest single, Pray for the Gang, that we were putting so much hope in because it was the first real single of this part of the rollout again, and it just flopped. It flopped in terms of the commercial success. It didn't flop in terms of quality. A lot of you said I was hating on Rocky. Did you watch the video? I said the single was amazing. I said this was peak Rocky, and any Rocky fan would agree with that. And it just flopped commercially. It was an Apple Music exclusive, but it just didn't perform. And he hasn't spoken out on that since, which is not a good sign. He also never re-uploaded the music video, which is also not a good sign because that immediately got deleted, which we still don't know why. A lot of people said that there was some American flag symbolism in there, which doesn't really make sense to me. Other people said it was because it flopped. We will never know. But obviously, the fear is that he will postpone the record or get discouraged from dropping the record because the single didn't perform. And if you'd kind of go on the subreddit for Rocky, the most common theory right now and kind of the consensus that people have is that he would have to drop in August because he has that connection of Aug and August. He is active with Aug. We saw that with Paris Fashion Week where he presented the second collection with Aug, and this would also go hand in hand with a possible release date on August 1st. And we can't forget that last year the release date was August 30th. So August has always been there. Now, for example, a lot of people have been saying that he would have to drop on August 1st. Right here, somebody said, I might be delusional, but I feel like if there was ever any time to drop this album, it would be August 1st. He's got Lola the Third. We'll talk about that in a second. It wouldn't make sense for him not to drop the album. We know Lola would kick him out of the lineup if he doesn't drop before then. Plus, that last show he did was so hype, and he was previewing hella unreleased, which makes me think it's coming. And if you just kind of scroll through, you see a lot of other posts in that same vein. A lot of people saying he should drop on the 1st because he's got Lollapalooza coming up on August 3rd. He is performing that Sunday, and this would obviously be the perfect time to drop the record. And I believe that he was already planning on dropping the record, but he just then got discouraged by the sales or by the performance. And that's why people are saying Lollapalooza would kick him out because they signed the deal that he would be performing his new album there, and it would be the perfect time to drop. It's a Friday, and he's got this big festival coming up the Sunday of, and it would be in August. It would be perfect. But how many times have we said that before? How many times were there perfect moments for him to drop the record, like before Rolling Loud, and we never got it? And there's always a perfect time to drop, but in the end, you gotta drop. And I think that's the biggest issue we have right now here. So let's see if this theory is correct. Let's see if he drops on August 1st. This would obviously be in only 2 weeks, so it would be pretty soon. He would need to do something until then. Hopefully not drop another single and hope it performs well, because as I talked about in the last video, that strategy is over. He can't keep doing this. He can't keep dropping singles, be dissatisfied with how they do, and then hope that he drops one that will magically blow up and then be the single for the album. At this point, he got to drop the album. That's the last resort that he has, while even his own fans are getting that frustrated. Now, there are two things still that I do want to talk about, which do seem very exciting. Now, you all know Clams Casino, longtime Rocky collaborator, made some of the best instrumentals that Rocky has ever hopped on. Obviously, earlier on in his career, the two of them departed ways. There was, some stuff going on, but Clams Casino is actually confirmed to be a producer on Don't Be Dumb. We knew this last summer already, over a year ago, when it was still supposed to drop August 30th, 2024, which obviously never happened, but we know that he is on this record, and he just posted on his YouTube channel for the first time in over 3 years. And he put up this ambient instrumental. It sounds great, man. I love that sound. It always takes me back to early 2010s Rocky. So I love that. But that's obviously somebody that has some sort of connection to Rocky, that can maybe talk to him, that can get him to drop the record. It's also the first thing when you go to the YouTube comments on Clams Casino's video that he uploaded. The first thing that people say is, yo, I love your music, talk to Rocky. So it's really, that's out there. And hopefully this means if he's getting active again, that one of his, most popular collaborators is also gearing up to drop something. But obviously, as I said, this is like the thinnest thread that we have of hope when it comes to Don't Be Dumb. But Clams Casino is back. Let's see if Rocky is back. Now, one more thing that I already talked about, but we had this situation with Charli XCX at a festival where she previewed that, or she put up on the screen that it was maybe time for a different kind of summer. And then she put up Lorde, she put up Pink Pantheress, she put up Young Lean, she put up Rosalia, and obviously also Rocky. And all of the artists have dropped a record this year, besides Rosalia, but there are rumors already popping up that she's gearing up to drop a new record. Lorde dropped a new record, Pink Pantheress dropped a new record, Young Lean dropped a new record, Rosalia is about to. Rocky is the only one of those people that Charli XCX put up on that screen that haven't dropped a record in 2025, or this summer basically. And that is another reason why people thought that would be a good reason why he would be dropping, because so far that theory of everybody that was put up on that screen after the Brat summer is over, now we're getting into a different kind of summer, all of those artists had dropped projects besides Rocky. But it's not looking too good. I just wanted to put this in here again because, we talked about this, but back then, not all of the other artists had dropped records. Now we're at this point, everybody besides Rocky. It's really frustrating. It's crazy now that I think about it. The most, optimistic thing that we talked about is the fact that August is coming up and that Clams Casino uploaded again. This is really a drought, man. Hopefully you're here for the ride with me. I'll keep you updated if anything new happens. As you can see, not a lot has happened, but obviously we'll look at every little detail. Hopefully Rocky will speak out and pray for the gang. If the album ever drops, I'll be very interested to hear the interview where he talks about his reception of the performance of Pray for the Gang and how that affected the album's release. But let me know what you think about everything we discussed today, when you think Don't Be Dumb is dropping, and if you really fuck with that new Clams Casino instrumentally uploaded, because that is a vibe. Now, all your thoughts on this, please let me know in the comments down below.
If you watched this video to the end and liked it, and you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, hit that like button, and go follow my social media, and most importantly, join my Discord in the description. Until the next one, you'll have an incredible day, and y'all take care.